Years ago, we fired Toonami back up as an April Fool's.
And what started off as a joke turned into a second chance.
It's all thanks to you.
Toonami has the most faithful and hardcore fans out there.
Who else could have resurrected this block we all know and love?
So this April Fool's, we salute you.
And that's no joke.
Here's to another 25 years.
You wish to fight alone, so you're exhausted. You're exactly the raging ball of fatigue he said you would be.
On the next all-new episode of My Hero Academia.
I can't stop! My body's moving on its own! We can't control what we're doing!
Everything is all right. I just need a second.
My Hero Academia. Saturday at midnight. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the SVES Faithful Internet Radio Show. The show discussing Cartoon Network's premier Saturday night action block, the Saturday Video Entertainment System. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
Paul Biscrillo.
And...
Laser Kid.
And it was another exciting night of the Saturday Video Entertainment System with brand new episodes of He-Man and Transformers and Dot Hack Sign, as well as some other quality episodes. And as always, we'll be talking about all of the premieres. So that means this week we'll be talking about He-Man, Transformers, and Dot Hack Sign. And then we'll take a moment to talk about whatever else caught our fancy this particular week. So... this is the 5th week of SVES. How's everybody feeling about the block so far?
I love the retro aesthetic. It reminds me of the good old Saturday Morning Supercade on CBS back in the day. But honestly, I honestly it should just be Toonami.
Yeah, it should be Toonami.
But it's nice. But
yeah, nothing's better than Toonami.
True that. And it pains me that these new episodes of He-Man, Transformers, and Dot Hack Sign, because Dot Hack was technically on Toonami. It was only on Saturday Toonami, but it was on Toonami. But hey, after a rerun of those first 4 episodes, we finally get a new episode this week. So that's nice. We're finally getting a new episode. And I do miss the Friday afternoon special block when we had new Transformers and new He-Man, particularly He-Man. I mean, I don't. This Transformers is not really my bag, honestly, but
we'll talk. Interesting.
Interesting, yes. to be sure. But before we talk about Transformers Armada, because we're kind of going in order of what aired first here. Let's talk about that new episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The episode title, Snake Pit.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous. By the power of Grayskull!
This is fun. This is a lot of fun to watch them play off of old vintage ideas in new ways. Like the Snake Men were in the original 80s cartoon, or not the 80s cartoon, but the original 80s toy line, but not in the original cartoon. They were in the old mini comics though, so it's interesting to see them play homage to that while, expanding on it.
Not in the old cartoon, really.
Nope. The old cartoon had Skeletor, and if you include She-Ra, it had, the Horde. But, Skeletor's Evil Warriors, the Horde, and the Snake Man were toy subline, not exact subline, but they were like sub-factions within the He-Man toy line of different enemies that He-Man could fight.
That is interesting. I did not know that. It seems like these snake men are going to become quite a bit of a threat, though.
It
Potentially
definitely looks like it. I gotta love this new Zodak. He is freaking awesome. Gives me definitely Mace Windu vibes.
Yeah, definitely. When he's twirling his staff around,
Like
it's very, very cool. That dude seems overpowered.
Less powerful than the vintage version of him. Zodak was just like this great intergalactic watcher kind of a guy who was basically, his whole purpose was to keep the balance of the universe. This guy's not as powerful as the old one. But he is powerful, although not enough to deal with everything by himself, as he learned.
Yeah, well, the message of the episode was
we knew it
you
before we got.
can't do everything by yourself.
I do like that they at least tie the morals into what's actually happened in the episode. They did that sometimes in the 80s cartoon, but half the time it'd be like, remember, kids, brush your teeth. And be like, oh, okay, man.
By the way, this shtick of the prince running away and then He-Man showing up.
How did they not know?
I mean, at least in this incarnation, he's a scrawny little guy, so
yeah,
body type being different.
Yeah, but he has the sword.
Like he has the sword.
He has the sword, so it's like,
but
it's like 1 + 1 = 2 here, guys.
It swivels, and so the sword looks a little bit different because the cross.
Oh no,
it
swivels.
It swivels, so you gotta, it's a different cross guard. It's similar sword. Although, if it's anything like vintage, his mom knows, because in vintage, Marlena had him figured out.
Yeah. Yeah, if they didn't figure it out in the old cartoon, there's like no excuse, because they look like the same guy.
They literally do, but it's the Clark Kent Superman thing.
I love the fact that there's a prison underneath this castle that Skeletor's been in the whole time.
Yeah. Well, it's called Snake Mountain. You would think that maybe he wasn't the original resident.
Mm-hmm.
No, but still, like, for him not to know that is kind of crazy.
Well,
that is kind of crazy.
They're pulling from the vintage comics on that because that's the same thing. But it makes sense if you think about how huge that place is. Like, he kind of just went there because he had to, because he got sealed behind that magic wall thing at the beginning of the series, right? So, like, he was kind of stuck in this middle of nowhere Badlands, and hey, there's this fortress. Cool, I'm gonna live here. He didn't necessarily go, I'm gonna explore literally every cavern.
I mean,
maybe
for security,
maybe he should have.
Perhaps his minions at least should have done it. At least one of the 3 guys voiced by Scott McNeil should have done that.
I bet you what happened is Skeletor's like, you go explore. Yeah, boss, I'll go explore. I'm exploring this dinner.
Yeah, it's so hard to find good help these days.
It really is. Speaking of good help, Cobra Khan. Wow.
What a Starscream.
What a Starscream, but they nailed him. He was always kind of connected to the Snake Men in the old stuff, and it's just really cool to see him really flesh him out and really play on him being a, playing all sides kind of a character. They didn't get into that too much back in the day, so it's really cool to see them take what was there, but really play with it.
Interesting.
Very.
I do like, I never really watched the old He-Man. Maybe I saw like an episode. So I still got the impression that they really add a lot more depth to most of these characters, and I think that's great. I think this is like the gold standard for rebooting an old franchise.
Absolutely. What really impresses me about this is they don't go, hey, we're going to just do something completely different. They're taking what was there and just building up from that. Like, none of these characters are unrecognizable. They're all who they are, but they've built more depth to it, and I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely the gold standard, right up there with the new Ninja Turtles, which is so good. Oh man, I never would have dreamed we'd have a Ninja Turtles this close to the comics. It's crazy. It's from 4 kids. That is
never would have seen that one coming. But it's nice to have we're kind of in an 80s renaissance here. We've got He-Man, we've got Turtles, we've kind of got Transformers.
Hey, don't make fun of this Transformers.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't hate it. I like it better and worse than Robots in Disguise, at least.
Yeah, we definitely got an 80s renaissance going on right now. And yeah, I mean, they're I think they're even doing some like G.I. Joe animated films too. There's CGI, so we'll see about that.
Yeah, the toys around this time period for G.I. Joe are pretty good.
True. I mean, the toys, you can always count on the toys.
You can always count on the toys.
And man, this He-Man show certainly got plenty of He-Man variants and vehicles and like tons of stuff. But despite all the toys that they're making for it, it doesn't feel like it's written for the toys. At least not for the most part.
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes they'll include like a particular vehicle, and you're like, you know why they're doing that.
Oh yeah, in that sense, it's actually kind of similar to its 80s version. I know the stereotype is the 80s cartoon was like that, but if you actually watch it, they do different things. There's a whole bunch of characters that never had toys back in the day. Even their version of vehicles look completely different. They were servicing the story, not the other way around. So they're keeping in good tradition, except for the 90s cartoon. We don't talk about the new adventures around here.
Yeah. Oof.
Well, I guess it's fair to say that we got the new Adventures He-Man as our man-at-arms, though. So there is that.
I can't hardly believe that that's the same guy.
I know, but it totally is. If you go back and listen, you'll hear it. You'll straight up hear it. But you have to go back and listen, and that's easier said than done. If I didn't have like an old VHS taped off TV, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, because whenever I hear Gary Chalk, of course, I think of Optimus Primal in particular.
Yep, good old Optimus Primal.
Of course, he's still Optimus, which is great.
Oh,
I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
We keep talking about Transformers, and I don't want to transition yet. So
no. Well, we're all over that place.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do love Cam Clark, of course, a Ninja Turtle fan. I love Cam Clark as He-Man. It's
having Leonardo be He-Man is actually kind of hilarious.
It's like you have both versions of Leonardo. You've got like the pilot circa Leonardo that was a little deeper, a little more serious for He-Man, and then you got whiny Leonardo for the rest.
Yeah. It's true.
I love you, Cam Clark. It's so weird to have Cam Clark in this cast when it's otherwise the Ocean Group.
Yeah. But I'm not complaining. It's good to have him.
No, I'm not complaining. I mean, certainly there was probably somebody in the Ocean Group that would have made a good He-Man, but
absolutely.
You can't have Scott McNeil play everybody.
That is also true. Or can you?
That was totally his Dinobot voice, as the Snake Man.
Absolutely. That's good old Cobra Khan, who is a descendant of the Snake Man, but isn't actually a Snake Man. It's funny how that works.
Oh, it's interesting. Huh. Yeah. Well, this version of Skeletor continues to delight. He's great.
Oh gosh, he is reveling in just being a supervillain, and in a different way than it was back. I know I keep making the comparisons, but I can't help myself. This is stuff I grew up with. He's less goofy, but yet he's similar because he revels in what he is, and you can see it, and he's just having fun. And that maniacal laugh is just perfect.
You raised an entire army for me? Oh, yeah. You believe that?
I totally did that, Skeletor.
That's exactly what I did.
Yes. Totally my plan all along. Yeah.
And then he screws it up by saying, "The king is coming.
All of eternity will fall for my king. Really now?"
Skeletor's like, really? Really? Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and let these guys whoop your ass.
Well, again, this is in a good fine tradition of He-Man and Skeletor teaming up against something worse. It didn't
sure.
happen all the time, but it happened.
Yeah, but did Skeletor really do anything? He just stood there.
Well,
Yeah.
he did something by not hindering them in the middle of his own base.
Well, right. So he was just sitting there like,
Yeah, he could have been hindering them. So
you can do what you want.
He's
I'm just
like,
gonna
I'm
sit
just gonna
here.
sit here, and then at the end, be
if
like,
you
I'll get you
lose-
another time.
If you lose, I'll just kill the stupid Serpent King and take his army.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's being a good tactician if you really think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's always a tactician.
Yes,
Oh.
that is a very interesting thing about the Skeletor. Is he's a lot smarter, so much smarter.
I don't remember. Is Skeletor's voice different or the same as the one from the 80s?
It's definitely different.
It's definitely
80s is classic Alan Oppenheimer, man.
Yeah, it's not Alan Alda.
But it does sound very close though. He's not bad.
I would not say it's the same at all. But both are great takes. As long as we're
Yes.
not dealing with a new adventure Skeletor, because that thing is dopey as heck.
Yeah, who does voice Skeletor? Is it? Oh, it's Brian Dobson.
Oh, well, that explains that.
Brian Dobson, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Ah. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
This Skeletor is a delight to hear. He's got the He's not exactly the same. None of them are exactly the same. But I don't care. They're great. They're all doing a great version of their character, and it fits. And if I Mr. Old School He-Man fan here is telling you that should tell you something.
Fair.
You are old.
I'm an old man. Yes, I'm. Well, I'm like 22, but you know, still, well, 21,
Yeah.
soon to be 22, going to be.
Well, I guess we can move on to transform and roll out.
That's a good segue.
Yes, that's beautiful. Just like the show, Transformers. We remind you every few seconds.
In this episode of Transformers Armada, the past.
The past comes back to bite somebody in the ass.
Yes, with characters that have names from G1 that act nothing like their G1 counter or look nothing like their G1 counterparts.
Mhm.
Why are we even using these names?
I was thinking about this. It was originally produced in Japan, so well, I suppose it's still the it's still the adapters on the US side that are making the name choices, because they're different names in Japan, obviously.
I mean, yeah, they probably use, instead of Optimus Prime, it's Convoy, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know too much about the Japanese version, Super Link, but I do understand that at the very least, this was a co-pro between Hasbro and Takara, creating the whole storyline, characters, and all that. So any names, it might be a different name, but they're, they work together to come out with whatever this is, which it's a thing. I am liking that they're doing more serious story beats, at least.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's-
Laser. I don't want to have to put you in the corner yet.
Okay.
This is a pretty serious story beat, all things considered. That
Mhm.
that Hot Rod, who is not Hot Shot,
Hot Shot, because
Shot,
he's,
who is not Hot Rod nor Bumblebee.
he's what happens if you get Hot Shot and Bumblebee and do the fusion dance.
I guess. Yeah. No, Hot Shot apparently abandoned some bot who goes by Wheeljack, who's definitely not Wheeljack.
Definitely not Wheeljack. I love that. I like this character because he's interesting, and I love the original Wheeljack. These two are not the same at all.
Which G1 character would you say this should have been?
Oh, that's a good question. If I was gonna do anybody, I mean, the obvious answer would be to play off of Scourge from Robots in Disguise, the black knockoff of Optimus Prime. That's totally a bad guy now, guys. It's evil Optimus Prime. But if I was gonna go G1, oh man, maybe Red Alert, because Red Alert was always paranoid. That's a stretch, though. But you could do something
Maybe
like
they should have
that.
just come up with a new name.
A new name would probably have been the best idea. I mean, even our other guy, the I'm Sideswipe. No, you are not. You don't even look like him. Even our main guy, Blur. He ain't nothing like Blur.
No, but I do enjoy Brian Drummond as Blur.
Oh, no, he's a great character, and I love this voice acting. Honestly, cast all around is doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, solid job. Except those darn kids.
Well, yeah.
Okay. 2 of the kids are fine, but Matt Hill as Carlos. No.
My favorite Carlos line, this whole thing. Yeah, that was a good shot, Blur. You weren't there. Were you literally watching the flashback with the rest of us, kid?
Carlos just wants to feel like he was there, man.
He doesn't want to be left out.
Don't do these kinds of access, Matt Hill. Don't do it. Stick. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, but it's certainly not good. Why is it that like the other 2 kids are less annoying than those 3?
The ones that are supposed to be annoying aren't annoying. I don't know why that is.
They're just Bulk and Skull, and I can roll with.
And yeah, at first they were.
And one of them's voiced by Eddie. Tony
That's
Sampson.
great.
Come on, it's fantastic. That's perfect casting.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Perfect casting. So it was nice that this episode was pretty light on the shenanigans from the primary 3 kids. That was a good change of pace.
Yeah, other than hey, why are you playing a video game? Let me play it instead.
Yeah, right.
And now I'm gonna beat you all at it. Okay, but you said you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you good at this if you shouldn't be doing it? What is with you, lady?
Kind of a hypocrite, don't you think?
Kinda, just a wee little bit.
Just a wee little bit. And Hot Shots are like, I don't want to train the newbie.
Ah, God, well, I mean, do you blame him? This he is something.
Sideswipe is yeah, he's great work on the target there, buddy. If you wanted to turn him into Swiss cheese.
You destroyed everything but the target, destroying the target in the process. I guess it works, kind of.
Kinda.
Not really, but
No.
And all the while, like Wheeljack is like a stalker.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Laser was making the comment that here's the old X.
Stalking
Hotshot.
It's angry old X stalking Hotshot. Just like, unless he's helping out Sideswipe.
You don't remember me, do you? Let me remind you.
Here, let me show you my curves.
Oh God. Oh, you want to train somebody else? Oh, I'm going to train you, all right.
Oh God. Like I am appreciative because they really didn't do anything like this in G1. The closest is there was a Decepticon who got fed up with then Galvatron, the later version of Megatron, and quit the Decepticons. They didn't join the Autobots. They just kind of exit show stage left. But there hasn't really been an Autobot who's gone to the dark side, really.
Speaking of Decepticons, not enough of them in this episode.
No,
I mean, unless you include Evil Ex-Girlfriend.
I don't.
Or
Where's
or
my Megatron? Where's my Star?
Megatron was
Megatron,
there
like,
in
talking to him twice.
flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I found that funny because I was just like sitting there thinking to myself, like, so all it took was Megatron to save you to be like, okay, I'm a Decepticon now.
Well, I've been betrayed by my comrade who's an Autobot. They left me to die, and Megatron saved me. So now I am a bad guy.
Yeah.
He treated me so well.
If your strong thing is how people are treating you, and they're like, you don't care about... If you don't care about the ethics of being an Autobot or Decepticon, it's all about the loyalty to you. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of Decepticons that are all about the loyalty. Obviously, not Starscream.
Not Starscream. I mean, classic Shockwave was that way.
Let's see, like, if you're an Autobot, you would think that you would want to still be an Autobot.
Well, this was in all fairness, this was a newbie Autobot who was being trained, so it's like he didn't really know what he was doing just yet.
Yeah. Probably.
I almost felt like
young and
firm
stupid.
grasp on the whole, we're at war concept.
I almost felt like this was like Beast Wars again, where like all of a sudden they take a Maximal and make them into like a Decepticon, and now you're just like sitting here going, okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
You're giving me flashbacks.
Rhinox.
Yes, you're reminding me why I hate Beast Machines.
I said Beast Wars. I didn't say Beast Machines.
Yeah, well, Beast Machines is where they took Rhinox and turned him into a bad guy.
Oh yeah, well,
of course, we had the opposite with Dinobot.
Yeah, Dinobot. Well, that was like episode 1 though, so does it really count?
Yeah.
Poor Dinobot.
But this one didn't even require any brainwashing or anything. It just, well, Megatron saved me. My friend didn't save me. Also, it's so stupid that they didn't go back. It's fire. You can survive
You're a
fire,
robot.
right?
Just walk in there. I mean, unless it's so hot that it'd melt you, but in which case, even Megatron couldn't save him. He'd be a pile of goop.
Yeah, it's plot convenience. I know.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't expect this much from a. Well, actually, plenty of Transformers shows have really good writing. So
G1 had good writing and terrible writing, and good writing and terrible writing, and good writing and terrible writing. Beast Wars though had great writing.
Obviously, I'm talking about Beast Wars.
Yeah.
My Transformers.
Stop switching shows.
Beast Wars is good, but then we got Beast Machines though.
I wish we were watching Beast Wars instead.
I wish we were watching Beast Wars instead. I'd even take Robots in Disguise again, because that was at least funny.
You both can go to your rooms now, just for saying.
Hey, I mean, Robots in Disguise had Skybite. How could you hate it?
Neil Kaplan was a pretty good Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Listen. This one has tiny Transformers that make you more powerful, okay?
Yeah.
I don't like that concept.
Yeah, the Transformers
Pokemon.
Like Pokemon. Yeah, you can miss me with that. It's a neat little toy gimmick. I do have a bunch of these toys, because you can always count on the toys, as we said earlier. It's a neat little toy gimmick, but what are they even doing plot-wise? It's just like, I am a smaller Transformer that makes you more powerful by bolting me onto you. We must fight over this instead of energy. Okay, cool.
I mean, I thought it was.
I mean,
go to your rooms. Go to your rooms right now.
Well, at least one of us enjoys it.
Well, I mean, Pokemon is gonna attract.
Now,
somebody.
listen. I don't
have a problem with Pokemon. I just don't like to mix my Transformers with Pokemon or Digimon.
Listen, I don't have to enjoy every single episode of it. I just have to enjoy the whole series.
There have been some good episodes.
Yeah,
exactly.
This wasn't a bad episode. Like I'm giving it crap, but no, this was enjoyable.
No.
It's handling surprisingly serious matter for this show.
Yeah. Definitely one of the ones I've enjoyed more than the others. Pretty much since the first. My favorite's still probably the first couple episodes, but after that, it's been.
I was waiting at the end for like that whole G.I. Joe thing of. Now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
Oh, we're gonna get there. Don't you worry. We're gonna get.
No, it was He-Man that had those.
He-Man had those. But we funnily enough, we did watch G.I. Joe.
We did. We did watch G.I. Joe. Let's talk about G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Bazooka saw sea serpents.
Yeah.
I've actually never watched this one before.
No, me either.
You know, I watched G.I. Joe as a kid, but you don't see them all.
No, it's pretty hard to catch them all.
That
I didn't mean to reference Pokemon, but yes.
I'm shaking my head at you.
But I mean, I say that, but ironically, I was so on the syndicated run of Pokemon, like I couldn't miss an episode. I missed one episode. I think it was Goodbye Butterfree. I missed one episode. I was so devastated.
Man, if I had been older and able to buy my own blank VHS tapes back then, I probably would have done that for G.I. Joe back then, but I didn't.
Hmm.
I have like an episode taped off TV from the 80s. It's fun.
Oh, wow.
It's a good episode at least. I got a couple off of Cartoon Express a decade ago now, but
yeah.
But yeah, I'd not seen. I did not expect to see G.I. Joe again until we got this, and it's fun to see Bazooka. I saw Sea Serpent, you guys.
He's a man of few words, isn't he?
He kind of is. He kind of is.
Which is probably good, because honestly, his voice would get pretty grating pretty fast.
Yeah, it can. But hey, I mean, the answer to this episode is, when someone says they saw something, you might take them a little more seriously. Because there could be a giant man-eating robot that grows because science is a thing that happens.
How can... Yeah, that...
I mean, this is the same episode where we have a literal...
80s cartoon logic, let's just not.
This is a show that has a literal phantom brigade where we deal with ghosts and shit, and then giant vegetables and fruits that go on the attack, and... This is by far not even close to the most far-fetched the show goes that I'm aware of. At least it's a robot sea snake and not a real one.
It sure was fun watching Cobra Commander have to work. Had to work in what looked like Scrooge McDuck's money bin.
Yes. Say no and see what happens. No. Yes! Yes, I'll say yes!
Hey, it does make some sense to test what happens, but
it does.
This not a good retirement plan in the Cobra organization, I'm afraid.
Yeah. In the
Speaking
comics,
of the Cobra organization, the twins and Destro. And
they're just like, yeah, we'll just wait it out. It's
we'll
fine.
just wait it out.
Yeah.
Should we wait? Should we wait and see what happens?
Yeah. We'll just wait. There's no loyalty among thieves.
Absolutely not.
Oh gosh, it's a hoot to see this stuff again.
I swear the scientist that invented the sea serpent, he looks just like Steven Spielberg.
He does. He totally. Knowing Sumbo of the era, yeah, that's intentional.
What do you think is intentional? I suppose it could be.
They did stuff like that where they'd be like, oh yeah, this looks like this guy. Oh no, it's somebody else though. Totally. I'm not saying it is because I don't know, but it would make sense if it were.
Another highlight of the night for me was the penultimate episode of Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Say it ain't so, Bernie. I mean, War in the Pocket's so good. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely track it down.
I mean, this is peak early Gundam right here.
They might play it again. Yeah. They might cycle through it again. I mean, it's just a short series, but
yeah, maybe they'll grab the other one too.
I wouldn't count on it. Maybe another Gundam series. Actually, yes, another Gundam series is coming to SVES next week. They're moving in G Gundam.
Yeah, my boy G Gundam. I know everyone hates it, but none of y'all have taste because G Gundam is beautiful.
I mean, G Gundam is fantastic stuff. What are you talking about?
A lot of people hate it. I don't know why.
Well, and if Dragon Ball is any indication, they'll actually play the opening for G Gundam. That'll be pretty cool.
That theme is fire. You gotta love that.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. And so is the Dragon Ball opening.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. It's fun.
Mystical Adventure is a great intro, or the Japanese Makufushigi Adventure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It is annoying that these shows aren't on Toonami, but if they're going to air somewhere on Cartoon Network, it's nice that they're airing, somewhere amongst other action shows instead of like 6 a.m.
Yeah. I'm
like
always happy to see
noon.
Dragon Ball, just because Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it was a good episode. Dragon Ball. They're in the Baba tournament. Goku
Mysterious fifth man. I wonder who he could be.
It's obviously Goku's grandpa.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
what's he doing there though?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Is this? I mean, we didn't get to that fight. He was fighting the devil guy.
Yeah, we got to to him, squaring off and being respectful, bowing. But that's about. We have the fight is yet to come.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we'll be outside as opposed to
in the devil's toilet.
In it. They got the toilet paper and everything.
I love you, Toriyama. Never change. Unfortunately, I think he changed with Z.
That's obvious. That's obviously not a reference to Devilman. Obviously not.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, he's not called the Devil Man or anything. Oh wait,
I think he also goes by Spike, or something like that.
Of course, we have forgotten there was another premiere.
Yes, there was another premiere. I was getting to that.
That's fine. I mean, it's fun stuff. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. We just kind of leaned into G.I. Joe. It was like, let's
just kind of go with it. I'm cool with that.
Talk about the other stuff. So yeah, the last premiere of the night, which happened all the way at 12 a.m. Technically the next day.
Good old
boy,
Sunday
they kind of buried this one, didn't they?
They did, which is a shame because it's so interesting.
Yeah.
I can't understand about half of it, but it's interesting.
Yeah. So let's talk about Dot Hack Sign, episode 5.
May as well have been called "It's a Trap."
Yeah, seriously. Tsukasa, if you go around annoying enough people for long enough, eventually
you take out a bunch of people with this crazy guardian thing you have that does God knows whatever the heck that is, but it does not sound fun when people get hit with that thing.
No.
We've seen people get defeated in battles, but nothing like this. This thing, whatever this thing is, and the fact that it doesn't listen to him is also kind of not great.
It's scary.
It's scary, but he just runs around and uses it and defend whenever he feels like it. And you're gonna piss off the local Dot Hack PD, also known as the Guardians.
Yeah, these guys are way too serious about their leisure time.
Yeah.
There must be order.
We must do order.
Order within the game.
The game must be orderly and peaceful and no conflict because that makes a good game. I'm sorry, I said
so much of this
Crimson
conflict
Knights.
could probably be solved with a conversation.
All they gotta do is say, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh, hey, but no, it's like, "We will capture him." I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm gonna call this thing I can't control. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk?
I'm willing to believe that Tsukasa has a hard time interacting with other people.
Yeah, could see Zuko.
But it's at some point it's like, just tell them what your deal is and have a conversation about it. I mean, you spend all this time going from place to place. This is a show that has a decent amount of talking any given episode, and yet the important conversations never seem to happen.
Yeah. What strikes me here is also, oh man, nobody is like, PT is just kind of a backstabbing lady here. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna be helpful. Actually, I'm going to set you up. Why would PT lie to us?
Yeah. Better not trust BT. Don't trust her any more than Sora.
Who's
this new guy with the spear? He's totally
Krim. Yeah, he's interesting so far, but he's also very quick to be like, "Hey, you have to bear the burdens of your actions now." What do you know about his actions? You just got here.
Yeah, he's kind of judgmental. All of them. I love that his little hippo has sunglasses.
I did like that.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of the Squirrel Squad.
I did enjoy Lex Lang voicing him. That was classy.
Yeah, great to hear Lex Lang. He's been he's been good this year. I mean, Goemon on Lupin.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. So the slow burn continues to be a slow burn, but hey, we got to figure something's gonna happen now that Tsukasa's been captured.
You know that our leader, who had no idea this was going down, is gonna be like, "Hey, what the heck?" She was not happy that they did this.
Yeah, Subaru is not thrilled.
No, so I can't imagine that Subaru will continue to be thrilled. I imagine that she'll do something with this, but I don't think it's gonna be what the rest of the Crimson Knights think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't really have much else to say about it.
No, there's more questions than answers.
It's very pretty and the music is very nice.
Oh, music is very nice, but I want to know who the heck Bunny guy is. What's he said? Because whenever he talks, it's just there's no dialogue.
Isn't that a cat?
Oh, is it a cat?
Yeah, it's a cat.
It's a cat. Okay, I'm smart. You know what I'm talking about, though. The floaty guy talks to Tsukasa.
Yeah.
Like, what is your deal, guy? What are you doing? What are you saying?
It looks like a cross between Gatomon and Wizardmon.
That does not bode well then.
I know, right? Interesting. Yeah, and what's the deal with this floating girl? What is the deal?
What's going on with her? What's going on with I like to talk really funny and act like a child, but I am like the serious killer dude.
Yeah.
But it's like the candy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I will say sometimes the music can be like overpowering in the like it's great. It's great music, but it's like the scene is pretty calm and the music is not.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
bit of
weird
tonal dissonance going on there, yeah. But
yeah,
it's interesting.
But if the music wasn't there, I'd probably be falling asleep, honestly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see,
especially at that time of night.
Oh gosh.
Sometimes I record it, but
I definitely record this one, but it'd be interesting to see how it ties into the PlayStation 2 game.
Oh yeah, that would. They got a whole like multimedia thing going on with Dot Hack.
Yeah, that's they're saying they're gonna do.
The way that they're treating it, you kind of have to wonder if Cartoon Network has some kind of buyer's remorse going on.
It kind of feels that way, which is really unfortunate because I think this deserves to be seen, even if it is a little weird.
First, they put it on Saturday afternoons, and now they're burying it late on Saturday night after replaying the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Not fantastic treatment, gotta say.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it just didn't do well, which would be really unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that the audience that thoroughly enjoys things like Dragon Ball Z and G Gundam maybe aren't meshing with a show like this.
Yeah, I could see that.
Honestly, kind of wondering why they didn't put it on Adult Swim, though it's pretty tame.
I'm not sure it would fit real well on there. Though then again, we got Yu Yu Hakusho up there on Adult Swim for a while before it got kicked back to Toonami.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. Did somebody say G Gundam?
Yeah.
We've mentioned G Gundam a few times, actually.
Are you telling me you're about to climb the sky?
You mean this hand of mine is burning red?
Yes.
Yes.
It tells me to defeat you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shining finger.
Yeah.
Well, if it's burning red, then it's burning finger. You gotta get it right for the price.
This just doesn't sound right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh no, the attack name is absolutely hilarious. That's what makes it work.
Yeah. 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 I have looked into the uncut DVDs of that, and God Gundam, really?
Oh, is that what it is? That's interesting.
Well, that's what the Burning Gundam's called, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. I've definitely been eyeballing those at my local Suncoast, but I haven't made the plunge yet.
I think edit-wise, really the only difference is some of the terminology, and they put a digital bikini on Rain at the at the finale.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just like Melfina on Outlaw Star.
Yeah, well, we can't have open top ladies on Children's Block. That makes sense.
Oh, sure we can. Come on.
I guess.
I mean, you can, but do you want to deal with the angry mob of parents? Because I wouldn't.
Sure, why not?
Edited Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty intact, honestly.
Edited Yu Yu Hakusho is doing fine, which is why it's like, yeah, you probably could have done Hack on Adult Swim, because if they could do Yu Yu Hakusho, they could do Hack. You could say I could hack it.
Oh, God.
I honestly kind of wonder why they didn't put Inuyasha on Toonami.
Oh, no. As a manga reader for Inuyasha, no way. There's way too much blood.
It should have been on
show.
Toonami, but that's not the point.
There's no way they'd be able to pull that off intact. There's way too much blood and adult themes going on.
You say so.
How old are you again?
They've been 21 at this point.
They've played some pretty mature content on Toonami in the past. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not quite to. Also, I don't know how interested the kids are going to be in a love triangle.
What are you talking about?
If they're not going to
I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, Tai, Matt, and Sora.
Yeah, that has the advantage of having giant fun monsters that fight, so that doesn't matter.
All right, fair enough.
Although I guess Inuyasha has fighting moments too, but there will be whole swaths of period where nothing is happening.
Well, if you say so. You clearly know more about it than I do, so I'm not.
Yeah,
I will defer to your.
I got the first 10 volumes back about a year ago, so.
Oh, all right.
And why aren't you sharing?
Because I can't digitally send you a book.
Yeah.
But that's what UPS is for.
I'm not sending you my stuff.
Sharing is caring, Laser.
Exactly. Sharing is caring.
Hey, if you want to come visit and read it, you can.
Yeah, I'll come stalk you.
Yeah, just come on down to Colorado.
I'll bring my banjo.
All right.
We got kind of off track there, but yeah, really the primary thing that's kind of quirky about Yu Yu Hakusho being on Toonami now is the replacement swear words. lots of darn it's.
Darn it.
Lots of darn it's and similar phrasing. To replace. It's kind of lazy, honestly, but I guess it works.
I mean, they got to do something because Yusuke's got a potty mouth.
He does. He's a punk. He's a punk. But hey, after all this time, after all the reruns that they did on Adult Swim before it even came to Toonami, which it only recently did, they're finally gonna play new to the network episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho next week.
Awesome. We're gonna finally get some more fun Spirit Detective adventures.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a great Toonami. I mean, jeez. Goku just beat Boo finally.
Yeah, well, they need some other major Shonen Jump franchise to take its place.
Well, there's still episodes of Dragon Ball that they can air, and
that's true. But as we covered, I don't know if the Dragon Ball's.
Oh, jeez, I wonder if they're going to play Dragon Ball GT.
Oh God, please no! No, don't do it. I know the allure is there, but it's so bad. Don't do it. No, Toonami, no.
And Vegeta finally gave in, so there you go.
Oh yeah. After all that time, Vegeta finally cooperates with Goku.
It finally happened. He finally admitted. He finally admitted that Goku.
Of course, the real MVP of the fight is Hercule. Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I have to call him by his real name. I won't call him that.
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan.
Yeah. I have seen the manga translation where the people of Earth are shouting Satan. They say
Satan. That in the Japanese. They absolutely they're going Satan. Satan. It's fun.
Wow. Yeah, Hercule doesn't have quite the same anything really.
I understand why you don't want people chanting Satan in a English dub on TV. I get it. But Hercule?
If you're gonna use an odd choice. At least the daughter's still Videl, which is obviously devil
and anagram. So, and honestly, it's just supposed to be a punk wrestler name. Like, just come up with some other wrestler name. You could just call him, I don't know, the Macho Guy.
Mr. Savage.
Mr. Right. Macho. We call him Mr. Macho.
Wasn't Mr. Savage what they called him on those toys?
Yeah, some of the toys did call him that. Like when the toys were first coming out in the late 90s, before we.
I feel like a lawsuit was a concern.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it would have been good.
It would have been good.
Would have been a great name. Would have been a great name for him.
I could appreciate. I still wouldn't call him that because I believe in the one true champ. But that said, yeah, no, there are other names they could have gone with, but Hercule, okay.
Yeah. But the new stuff's not just coming to Toonami. Honestly, Toonami's kind of light on new stuff as per usual. Yeah, but Trigun is finally coming to the network on Adult Swim. I know that Trigun was a show that they wanted to play on Toonami, but obviously guns.
I bought Trigun about a year ago, and oh man, it's a blast. You guys are all in for a treat.
Yeah, I hear good things.
Just remember, this world is made of love and peace.
Is it though?
That depends on who you ask.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. And the schedule of SVES is actually getting some modifications next week. I figured I might as well note that. Max Steel is leaving, and nobody's sad about that.
And nothing of value was lost.
Nothing of value.
Unfortunately, they are cycling out Justice League. That's a bummer.
That's sad. I mean, it would have been nice if they would have at least finished in the middle of Metamorphosis.
No, they played both. They played both parts.
Yeah,
but,
well, I mean, there's
but they haven't they haven't played the Savage Time, which
Yeah, that's
it's a
what I mean.
three-parter, so I kind of understand why they skipped that. But
Well, there's a whole other season too, but
yeah, hopefully season 2 soon. Hopefully,
maybe that'd be good.
yeah. Yes, there's murmurs of more Samurai Jack coming soon. That's good. So that's probably why
good.
Samurai Jack's joining SVES next week, though. Pretty late at night, honestly.
Yeah, it's appropriate for Jack to show up on a block when it's we got to go back to the past.
Yeah, right. So Samurai Jack will be at 11:30, but before that, they are adding Jackie Chan Adventures, 2 episodes a night, one at 7:30 and one at 10 p.m., which will take one of Justice League's time slots. The other Justice League time slot will go to Mobile Fighter G Gundam, starting over
acceptable.
from the top.
Heck yeah.
It's perfectly acceptable.
You get G Gundam next to Dragon Ball, next to Samurai Jack, and then new Dot Hack.
No, we don't have to call it G Gundam anymore. We can just call it Best Gundam.
I mean, I agree with you, but the internet does not, unfortunately.
Well, they can kiss my ass.
I mean, I don't know. I was pretty partial to Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing, the Gundam Wing's all right, but G Gundam.
8th MS Team's pretty banger too.
8th MS Team is great. I do like that one, but G Gundam is it's just fun.
Listen, Sketch. Your hand doesn't burn red in Gundam Wing, okay?
Yeah, well, that's fair. Except for when one of the Gundams burns up on, entry.
Well, yeah, but their hands don't tell them to do things.
Yeah,
that's
another thing.
Well, in Gundam Wing, it's their brains tell them to do things, and it's not always the best things.
And then they go completely insane.
And sometimes the Gundams tell them to do things.
Hey, Katra, you should murder people. You should murder people.
That seems like a good idea.
It seems like a good idea. Good idea, Gundam Epion. I'll go murder people. Nothing could possibly go wrong with this idea.
Yeah. But I mean, G Gundam's been on Toonami lately, so it would have been neat to see a different Gundam that hasn't aired in a while. I mean, that's what's great about War in the Pocket airing.
Yeah, no, I definitely like to see some other new things for sure.
Yeah, but G Gundam's always a good time. The other thing is X-Men Evolution will be at 9 p.m.
Making me wish it was 90s X-Men, but alas.
I think it's pretty good.
It's okay. I don't
actually
hate
not
it.
that bad.
I don't hate it. I'm nostalgic. That's all. Don't mind me. I like old things.
So that actually cuts back on Pokemon's airing, so it's down from 2 to 1, which is fine. Pokemon's all well and good, but you don't need 2 of them.
You don't need 2 Pokemon. You just need one.
What you needed 2 of was Justice League, because it was cool that they did both part 1 and part 2 of these episodes back to back.
You gotta catch them all.
I mean,
God.
Yeah, but it's also on weekdays, and it's on Kids WB. It's everywhere. It's a good thing I don't try to catch every airing of Pokemon these days, because that would be a lot. That'd be a lot to keep up with. Of course, I don't need to re-see the same episodes over and over again, though there are some that I do like to revisit. Yeah, but next week's schedule totals Pokemon at 7, Jackie Chan at 7:30, new He-Man at 8, new Transformers Armada The Past Part 2 at 8:30, X-Men Evolution at 9, Yu-Gi-Oh at 9:30, more Jackie Chan Adventures at 10, G Gundam at 10:30, Dragon Ball at 11, Samurai Jack at 11:30, new Dot Hack sign at midnight, the last episode of Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket at 12:30, more G.I. Joe at 1, and Super Friends at 1:30. And if that's not enough action cartoons for you, then stick around, because they play a bunch of boomer action afterwards.
Good old fun times.
It's pretty great that they do that. You know, I mean, there's some absolutely fantastic shows that among those. So it's good to see those still on the schedule in some capacity. I think that'll about do it for this episode. Yeah, if you want to comment about anything that we've mentioned on this particular episode, you can do so by hitting up our email at svesfaithful@hotmail.com. Once again, you have to ask, why? Why isn't this Toonami?
It really should just be Toonami.
It
Yes.
targets Toonami's audience, I would think.
It's literally Toonami just with different stuff. Like, it's all the Toonami shows, and it's just Saturday. Okay, like if they wanted to make another sub brand for Toonami, you could do that. But
Yeah, you had the Midnight Run. You just could have moved Super Saturday to primetime. Super Saturday's a fine name. I don't get it. I mean, Pokemon hasn't been on Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! They haven't been on Toonami, but other than that, like, why isn't this? It's got Gundam, it's got Dragon Ball, it's got Transformers and E-Man. Come on, why isn't this Toonami? Why would you go to the efforts of making a whole new package with a different voiceover? Though I love Mark Hamill as the voiceover guy. Like this whole other package at the same time that you're rebranding Toonami with the neo-gothic look. Why would you do that?
that is a very odd choice for sure.
I mean, obviously, Adult Swim Action's got to be its own thing because those are things that they're not going to be able to air on Toonami. I mean, you know, there's been some crossover, but it is the most baffling thing. I don't know. I don't really like it because it really feels like these shows should be on Toonami, and Toonami's kind of losing content because of it. Yeah. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode of the SVES Internet Radio Show. We hope you enjoyed listening and that you will continue to listen in our future episodes. And until next time, see ya.
I want to be the very best, like no one
ever
was. To watch them is my real task. To talk about them is my cause. SVES, gotta watch them all. Okay, I'm done.
This Saturday at 7, Cartoon Network's lining up your favorite action stars back to back to back.
I choose you, Tori! Let's go!
Pikachu, Jackie Chan, Professor Xavier, and even some your parents know.
This will be unlike anything you have ever experienced.
Good versus evil. Man versus machine.
Face my wrath.
And the best friends a guy can have.
Now things are starting to get interesting.
Pokemon. Jackie Chan premieres. Yu-Gi-Oh! Brand new episodes of He-Man. Brand new episodes of Transformers. And X-Men premieres.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Boss, look out behind you!
7 hours of the greatest action cartoons on the planet. Very impressive. It all starts at 7, all on Saturday.
Better than I'd expected.
You show up, we take care of the rest. Only on Cartoon Network.